Hey everybody. So we're on week 44. We're doing the three brain practice, or the Auric programming for three brains, I should say, and then we're doing the practice. And so three brains, it has to do with those three aspects of how we process things. First, the mind, um, the mind associated with the brain, and then the brain in the gut, which is you could say your emotions and feelings and things of that nature. And then there is the root brain, which is the sex chakra. It's not the root chakra, it's the root brain. And this is tied to instinctive responses and how we process things from the environment, our reactions to the environment. And so, you know, when we've been stressed out or we've had a lot of negative experiences, we might be a little bit of an instinctive thinker, a reactive thinker. And then sometimes we might be filled with a lot of homeostatic emotion or lower emotion. And our mind is associated with more of like emotional thinking and things of that nature. Just because it's our mind, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily that we're being mental, right? And then there is the aspect of where it's our mind, and intellect is the repetitive aspect of our thought processes. And then intuition is the spontaneous part where we learn, we grow, we evolve, we heal, we innovate, we connect, like when we're doing sports or when we're doing music or something like that, or in the moment, say, I don't know, performing of some sort. That's actually more of the intuitive mind. And so when these three aspects are harmonized, the intuitive mind really gets turned on. Like it really becomes more active, and it starts to develop a thing that you would call active clairvoyance. And active clairvoyance is just that. It's being able to adjust, adapt, to innovate, to express, like you're doing something in motion, right? Sometimes people would say, that person's really good at thinking on their feet, or that person's really good at problem solving, or, in a crisis, this person can do, what most people can't. And all of those are byproducts of the three brain aspects. So three brains, if you think about it, it's it's processing things mentally, you're processing things emotionally, and you're processing and regulating your instinctive responses. And so anytime that we're moving through something, overcoming an obstacle, dealing with something, even healing, three brains are in play, whether we acknowledge it or not. They're always kind of in play. Now, sometimes what happens a lot of times is, even though we have emotions and instinctive, responses, and we have thoughts in our head, doesn't mean we're necessarily processing them. We can be quite stuck in these things because, remember, intellect can be very repetitive. Our emotions can become very repetitive, and instinct can become very repetitive, you know. And so that repetition can be good for a bit, but it also, excuse me, it will also need some spontaneity, right? So this is what we're going to do a deep dive in. You could say three brains can be used for just about anything. I mean, there's a list of conditions, but it could be used for just about anything, right? So we are pulling out of our kit the oil Shibumi. And Shibumi was made specifically for the three brain practice. I mean, all of these things were made specifically for what they do, but crack myself up sometimes. This is amazing. It was made just for this. Ugh. Okay. So check in with how you feel, your body, your emotions, your thoughts. And let's begin with the left side of our body. We're doing the standard approach. So, left side of the face and neck, the left shoulder and ribs, the left hip, down the outer leg to the left outer ankle. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Left side of your body from the side of your face all the way down to the ankle. The front side of the body, the whole front side, the face and throat, the chest, the abdomen, front of the pelvis, down the fronts of the legs to the tops of your feet. Whole front side of your body. Go to the right side of your body, right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder and ribs, right hip, down the outer leg to the right outer ankle. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And then the back side of the body, back of the head and neck, your whole back, your hips, the back of your legs, all the way down to your heels. And then pause and be still. Pause and be still. Keep your eyes closed. You're just being still. Thank you. Okay, so that is the standard approach. You can do that daily. You can do that with another protocol or process, and you could also do it as a stack with other Auric programs. Now we're going to slide into the advanced approach. This is something you would only do maybe 1 or 2 times a week. That way, your body can acclimate and your energy body can assimilate the energy and the shift. Sometimes when we do something and we give it a gap, especially when it's a bit stronger, um, it can be more effective. The gap being downtime or allowing it to incubate and rest. And so, with that, we're going to start the advanced approach by inhaling with our awareness on the left side of the body. Thank you for that. Taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the left side of your body. Now go to the back side of the body, back of the head and neck, your whole back, your hips, down the back of your legs to your heels. Move your awareness to the right side of your body, side of your face and neck, your right shoulder and ribs, your right hip, down the outer leg to the right outer ankle. The front side of the body, your face and throat, your chest, your abdomen, the front of your pelvis, down the fronts of your legs to the tops of your feet. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Pause and let go. Just letting go. Begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your knees. Your awareness is on your knees. It could be the whole knee, or at the very least, the back of your knee on that crease. Move your awareness to the ankles. Your awareness is on your ankles. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. The soles of your feet. Just pause and let go. Just pause and be still, let go. You're just being still. We're going to do the 4 quadrants again. Your awareness is on the left side of your body, left side of your face and neck, your left shoulder, your ribs, your left hip, down the outer leg to the left outer ankle. Move your awareness to the front side of the body, the face and throat, the chest, the abdomen, front of the pelvis, down the front of the legs to the tops of your feet. The right side of your body, right side of your face and neck, your right shoulder, your ribs, your right hip, down the outer leg to the right outer ankle. the back side of the body, your whole backside, back of the head and neck, your whole back and hips, down the backs of your legs to your heels. And then just pause and let go. How's this feeling? And just being still. Okay, let's do the last little piece. Your awareness is on the brain. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the brain. Your awareness is on the spine. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the spine. The brain and spine both at the same time. The brain and the soles of the feet. Nice, long, slow, deep breath. As you inhale, move your awareness up above the ankle. As you exhale, down into the earth. Just pause and let go. Notice your body, your emotions, your thoughts. Okay, let's share experiences, ask questions, and then after that, we'll go in and we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive. So unmute yourself or type in. How'd you do? I want a little, just a few minutes slower, but like a little slower. It makes it a little deeper.
Might take us a minute to share. Go ahead, Linda.
Hey, hey.
Hey, so I have loved Shibumi from the very first time I ever had it when we did three veins and body mapping and all that. What
Mm-hmm.
in there? I just love it.
Let's see. I know.
I mean, really just like, I feel like it goes really deep into every cell of my body in a way that, I mean, I know all of them do that, right? But you know how sometimes you just have that
Oh
experience?
yeah, but still, you got your like, I always make that joke. My favorite one's the one on my hand, but then there's some that's like, shh, don't tell anybody, but you're really my favorite. Like, there's we all have a few of them.
Yeah.
Cistus and vetiver like that for me. Like,
Hmm.
of course, I love aloes and poplar and shh, they can hear you.
All listening, your
The
whole
other
house.
the other oils can hear you. Like, shh. Mm, give me just a sec here.
Mm. You know, when I think back to where we started this whole thing at the beginning of the year, I think about how it's like this whole thing has become like second nature as a process.
Mhm. Yeah,
And it's gotten so much easier and smoother.
good for
And
you.
I I don't have the ability to actually see our auras, but if I could imagine what it looked like for all of us at the beginning of the year and where we what we must look like now,
Mhm.
it I mean, I just imagine it must be incredibly, I would say clearer maybe, or
Yeah,
like less
yeah.
muddied up with those little things that are
I
always,
would agree. And like the ball of light's much stronger. And I don't know if you remember, but like I think you were actually even one of them that was saying this, that like about 6 or 7 weeks in, might have been a little bit longer, but I think you and Robert and a couple other people were saying like my brain's working different, like I'm processing information and problem solving to a much higher degree, and intuition's increasing and improving, and we're regulating the nervous system and calming down the dysregulation, and so breaking it out of loops, but allowing for that intuitive component to come in. And it really does start to shift the body, the emotions, and the mind, but also our environment and how we interact with people, and all those kinds of things. And you know, sometimes I'll go back through and I'll like visit one of the blends for something. And I was like, I'm gonna make a more premium version and I'm gonna improve this, and and like I come up with something a little bit different. I don't know that it's ever any better,
mm,
but every once in a while there's one where maybe a little tiny bit, but okay, so Shibumi is St. John's wort, tuberose, galbanum, lemon myrtle. And lemon myrtle kind of smells like if you didn't know better, you would think it was Melissa. Like it smells almost identical to Melissa. And then milfoil, which is a type of yarrow. Yeah. So
Uh,
very soothing, very healing. Very,
it's
very
so interesting though, because like individually, I don't really care for any of those.
yeah. I
How
mean,
many?
St. John's wort has a very mild scent. Like and it smells like a little medicinal. Like, you don't go, St. John's wort. Like you go, oh, okay. What's this do again? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so and galbanum kind of smells like a weird frankincense.
yeah, yeah.
I do love me some tuberose though.
Mm. Well, I definitely feel like my over the course of this year, I'd say my intuitive mind is definitely getting more prevalent, maybe is the right
Hmm.
word.
Yeah, sure.
I just
Yeah.
noticed, but it's interesting for me because I like getting out of the analytical mind is unusual, you
Hmm.
know, and
Yeah,
and
sure. Oh yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
unsettling, but I've noticed so many more coincidences and so many more just the whole thing of knowing what's about to happen before it happens, there's
Hmm.
a lot of that happening, and I assume a lot of that has to be because of this particular programming work.
I would say so. I mean, a lot of the other work that we do also kind of is like a different facet of this.
Yeah.
And so, we're always kind of playing on some version of all of this, but I would say so. And I think that's also a big thing, our intellect and then the repetition in the body, which is also like instinctive responses, you know. We're all at different places with how like rigid and repetitive those things are. But for everybody, I mean, it's usually a little bit of a journey to get out of it. I mean, that's why like just treating something for a symptom, a lot of times it doesn't work is because all those things are so rigid and in place. And if you
Mhm.
think of the idea of alchemy, it's like changing something, like, you're changing lead to gold. Really, another way of saying that is you're breaking it out of repetition. That's
Mm.
all alchemy is systematically going into areas and like break the repetition. And it doesn't mean the repetition goes away and never comes back. It's just like just break it out of that repeat loop that it's just doing over and over and over and over again. That's all alchemy is. It's just different kinds of alchemies target different aspects, but that's what it is. It's break it out of the loop. And you know, I can remember for myself like getting to the point where I kind of broke out of some of that way of thinking, and by no means was I being intuitive, but I was like the mind was starting to quiet down. And I can remember it's funny now, at the moment it wasn't. Um, but I was like, okay, my mind is quiet. Now what? Like, and I was kind of pissy about it. Like, just now I have a quiet mind. Because it's almost like you just don't know what to do with it. And it feels a little uncomfortable, or at least for me, it felt a little uncomfortable. And, you know,
Yeah, it
And,
does.
and there's no roadmap. I mean, that's the thing that we're always wrestling with all of this is, there's no template that we're following. There is, but intellect, it's like a different program. Like intellect kind of knows that something's there, but it really can't process it in any way, shape, or form.
Right. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
just about being in the river and going with it when you're
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
and the image I've had recently is just I've got my life jacket on and I'm just in the river and it's getting
Right.
crazier and crazier and there's that boulder and there might be a waterfall
Right.
coming, but it's
Right.
okay.
Right.
We got our life jacket. We're going.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I also think this programming work has is like it feels so foundational to everything else we're doing.
Yeah.
And and I feel like it's also been a key for me in being able to work with the angels.
Yes, I would agree. Because the thing here is, like you said, we're breaking out of the loops, and it's really helping to regulate the fight flight, the dysregulation that happens in fight flight, and the cultivation of vagal tone in some of these different areas and things. And when that starts to harmonize, really like kind of the next level is how the brain and the body start speaking to each other. Because, when the nervous system, the fight, flight, and the vagal tone are out of whack, the body's been screaming at the brain, and the brain's been looking out the window, not paying attention for a very long time. And
Mm.
so then you start harmonizing all this, and then it's like, okay, now we got to do a little therapy to get you guys in the same room and talking with each other. And, you don't have to yell, and you need to pay attention. And that's still kind of built into some of the things that we do. But the angels, that's what the angel is really good for. Is That's why I was saying, like, the angel work doesn't really force a shift, but it just like holds like a pattern. And the pattern that it holds is, it's a deeper level of calming down dysregulation and increasing vagal tone. But really it's helping to align the the psyche and the body, or the psyche and the nerves of the body. And it's a deeper level that, had we not done all the vagal tone work and dysregulation and the Auric program, it would still be good. It's just with all that stuff, it's much more potent, much, much, much more potent.
Mm.
Yeah.
Super. Well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
And someone shared, definitely noticing my body.
Oh, good.
I mean, for what it's worth, put me to sleep.
Yeah. I did slow it down just a little bit. Like, probably didn't help right before I jumped on with you guys. I was playing with Smignard, and I was like, ooh, I'm getting kind of relaxed. And then I came in here and
You're like, I'm gonna slow everything.
slow everything down. Right.